Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Archala, Salve business head, Realatte. She's right over here. A huge round of applause, please, if I may request. Let's have some appreciation and clapping coming in Kolkata. Everybody over here. The final presentation for today's conclave. Thank you so much. And over to you. She's setting up the mic. Okay, nice. Request all of you to kindly give her 2 minutes to set up the mic so that she can move ahead with the presentation. And in the meantime, can I request the console to play the music? I'm sure it's very soothing to everybody's ears. So if you can please play the music, that certainly works. Kindly give us 2 minutes for Archala to settle down with her mic and everything. Do we have Miss Archala ready? Do I have any representative over here in this room from Realatte? Yeah, she's there. She's right over there. Are you mic'd up? Yeah, perfect. Give it up for Archala ji once again, please, everybody, if I may request. She's here for the final presentation. And Kolkata, thank you so much. Show some love, show some appreciation, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the final presentation for today's evening. Thank you so much, and over to you now.
Thank you so much. Hi, thank you so much for having so much patience throughout the day and while I was still setting up my mic. I hope you understand how that works. Also, I want to address quickly of the entire panel sessions that have been addressed the entire day, and it has been lovely sessions that we were going through. So my name is Archala and I am from Realatte, which is a digital marketing agency. We are actually a #1 digital marketing agency, that is what we actually say, and we are because we are working across 500 brands pan-India. This is what we're doing. So we are partners for Google, Meta, Taboola for that matter. There's a quick video that we'll go through for you guys to have an understanding of who we are, what we do, what are the services that we look at, and how are we taking the digital marketing agency, digital marketing services in real estate to another level. understood of who we are, what we do in real estate, when we have, and we only talk about ROIs, it can be through either social media where people talk about that it can be done organically, but nothing is organic anymore, and we all know about that. So if it can be anything it can be through social media, it can be through performance marketing that we do. So we are a group of companies where Realatte is one part where we only and only extensively work for real estate. Then we have Logic Loop, which caters to all non-real estate. Then we have education sector that we only cater to education as a sector, right? And hence, so moving on, we are looking at, so we have to talk about attention is the new currency. When we talk about attention as a new currency, what do we really mean by that? And we all can agree into that because throughout the entire sessions of understanding the panel discussions, we have realized how digital marketing has been having immediate and a great effect on real estate or any other industry, to be very honest. But because we are talking about real estate, we'll look at the stats of how it has been an impactful journey from print to digital, from print to digital to radios, and how it has been an impactful journey. So when we talk about radio to Spotify and how it has been a journey of this, so we'll move on where we're talking about the attention span of the entire digital of how and what we are looking at is, so that this is the average screen time of the users in India currently. These are all the platforms that we are currently managing also, and this is the entire average screen time. So if we have to look at the entire short form, how many people, so I'll also have to understand how many people are really attending this session, or it's just a boring one to you guys. How many people are guilty of actually scrolling throughout the days while we are in the office or in the car, or we are even sitting with our family members? I am actually, so if you can just have a raise of hands of how many people are actually guilty about scrolling through our Instagrams also, right? So this is the power of any short form videos that are there. So when we are talking about not only just Instagram, but earlier during that entire COVID session also, a lot of people were on TikTok, and then Instagram has actually used it extensively to then coming to the short videos, right? And hence now we see that we are all addicted and we keep scrolling through so the power of actually using short form videos are to grab the attention and the attention span. So the ones that we are talking about, the attention is rapidly growing into short form videos is because the short videos that we are talking about, the attention span has really lowered down to maybe just 5 seconds. So if you are going to be using or grabbing the attention of the user that we have to, so you only have merely 5 seconds to grab the attention, right? So when we talk about the attention that we are discussing through human interactions is because anytime you either have, now that we see a lot of AI generated videos that are there, but what happens is, even if, so real estate, if we have to only stick to the topic of real estate that we are looking at, so real estate has become more of a storytelling concept. If you have, then only people might relate to you, because real estate, though it is a lot of strategic and a lot of loans, for a lot of people it is only going to be their first time buy. And there is only a percentage where people will be having their second home or a third home maybe. But for those first home buyers, it is always and always going to be a journey of a lot of emotions, to be very honest. A lot of people dream about having their own house, right? And how will that come into, unless somebody in a human form or a human interaction will tell them about how the house is actually going to look like, doing a lot of walkthrough videos. The human interaction will always matter when it comes to the videos, right? So this is what we are talking about. When it comes to digital amplifications, there are 3 funnels, which is a upper funnel, then we talk about a middle funnel, and then we have lower funnel. When we have to talk about the upper funnel, it is mainly and mostly about what kind of branding that you're going to do on all the digital platforms. Then we have to talk about middle funnel, where we actually have demand gen, Google demand gen, then we have native advertising, and a lot of influencer marketing that we have been seeing throughout, where we talk about real estate. Then we are lower funnel. Lower funnel is everybody is aware of how that Meta lead generation is doing, how Google lead generation that we have been talking throughout the day also. Then we have, so what we have realized is, as an agency, so there is an ABCD rule when you're actually making a video out of it, right? So the ones that I was talking in my previous statement, where we are only talking about, you have merely 5 seconds to grab anybody's attention, and that is what we're talking about here. So attraction, brand connection and call to action is what we're looking at. Call to action, ROI is somebody in real estate will understand because everybody is looking for ROI. Like मेरे numbers कहाँ हैं, मेरे leads कहाँ हैं, मेरे को leads से फर्क नहीं पड़ा, मेरे site visits कितने हैं. But how are you going to grab their entire attention is because what we have understood as an agency also, and we have communicated to the same to our clients also, is that when you're using static or slideshow videos, you are not going to have that much attention span what you are going to get when you have either a human talking about your project or your own salesperson for that matter talking in your entire video, where people will take a pause, and even for that 5 seconds or 3 seconds, to be very honest, it becomes really important to grab that attention, right? And hence what we are talking about is to attract. So the first will be in 5 seconds we'll be talking about is how to attract any user that is there. Then brand, what kind of brand? So any brand that is going to communicate about them in that entire video is going to be like that. And then third is connection, where a brand should be making a connection with their own users. And then last is call to action. This is one of the video that is there where we have been talking about creating. So this is a video in ABCD action. If I can play that.
अरे बधाई हो
किसको?
ये मुंबई में घर लेना चाहते हैं
फिर तो ये रील आपके लिए बिकॉज दोस्ती फ्रेंडशिप मंथ आ चुका है. लेट्स सी हाउ इट कुड बी अ ग्रेट डिसीजन टू बाय योर ड्रीम होम. पर पहले समझते सारे एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस जो आपके घर को महंगा बनाते हैं. फर्स्ट अप, स्टैम्प ड्यूटी. इट इज अ मैंडेटरी टैक्स लेविड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑन ऑल प्रॉपर्टी ट्रांजैक्शंस. इन मुंबई इट्स अप टू 6%.
Next is your registration fee, another government cost levied when the property is registered in the buyer's name. This is 30,000 if the property value is above 30 lakhs. Then you have charges based on amenities, preferential location and higher floors. Put all these together, it pushes your expenses by 10 to 15%.
So here's what Dosti Friendship Month has in store for us. You can save up to 24 lakhs, also 0% stamp duty, no registration charges and no floor.
So this is what I meant when I was actually talking about how we can do ABCD in the action. So what next when we have actually grabbed the user's attention, right? And now we'll move on to the part where it is actually the relatable content to a lot of marketers, right? So when we are talking about the problem statement, so there is something which is called landing page. So landing page, a lot of people, a lot of our clients, we've been trying to tell them how a landing page has to be created in the favor of actually trying to generate a lot of leads, because what happens is if your landing page has a lot of problems, so what we have done is we have made it easy. What we have done is we've created a lot of problem statements that we actually face when we create a landing pages. So what we do is whenever you have a poor conversion ratio, which is 3.5, resulting into a high ROI digital marketing campaigns, and what we do is reasons of low conversion is the banner copies on landing page. First of all, is not enough to entice the entire user. So anybody who goes on a landing page will always realize if the bounce rate immediately has to go or off. So what we do is we create, so what we'll give you a problem statement. So these are the problems. So the one's previous slide what I showed you was the problem statement. What I'll show you is how the actual pillars of creating a landing page will be clearly highlighting the product or the listing of service offering that you have, state the USPs of your product or your service, then add social proof, which a lot of people tend to miss out now. They realize either it can be a landing page or people realize that nahi mere website pe chal jayega, but how are you going to actually take that entire traffic on your website where you will definitely have a higher bounce rate? Why people are coming to see one project that they were interested in, they saw an ad of either on Instagram or Google or whichever platform on the digital platform, right? So now if you're going to take them on a website, they're going to get lost because it's your corporate website and it is not what they were initially looking for when they are actually landed and they wanted to see the ad and where it was taking them, right? And hence it is very important to create a landing page whenever you're doing a digital campaign, and hence create an urgency. Either put some offers that you guys are giving out. We know that real estate keeps on coming with different offers. Either it can be a festival offer or any other brand offers that they have. Then we have to communicate all the offers, then relevant imaginary of what the project is actually looking like. It can be renders, it can be elevations, and the friction-free form, which is when we talk about, so these are some of the pointers that we've actually listed for you guys. So copy focus, creating an urgency, then we have, so this is how, so you have to highlight the USPs also, then the first scroll has to be CTA, and we've been telling this enough that you have to have a CTA in your landing page, which is the whole purpose of having a landing page. And then this is, so adding the social media problem. So hence the points that I have covered on the previous slides is this. So then the one we have realized of the problem statement, and then we have realized of how we can actually solve the problems. And these are some of the pointers that we, why we tell people that it is very important to have a very high intent landing pages, because then we have what kind of landing pages people create. People either they make it on a template base, or they create on some of the platforms that they come, and then they use that. But the intention of having a high quality landing page is because it is that entire bread and butter of the thing that you are going to create, and it has to be landing on a good landing page also. And then this is some of the examples that you can use. So yeah, thank you from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you for having so much patience at the end of the day and listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give it up loudly for Archala once again. And thank you so much for the wonderful and quite a brisk presentation indeed. So thank you so much.